I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. I had this very powerful moment in my conversation with the one and only Michael Cohen. We were both reflecting on how Donald Trump was attacking and is attacking Hunter Biden, how MAGA Republicans attack Hunter Biden for his prior drug addiction. And Cohen and I were talking just about how cruel and unusual and abusive that is, how so many Americans suffer from addiction, substance abuse, and how it's so important for people in recovery or people just going through that to have support, and for MAGA Republicans to act like they're perfect and holier than thou. And not only that, but then ridicule and mock people for going through something that so many of us go through. It's a powerful moment, and Michael Cohen really opens up. I want to share this clip with you, and I think you'll appreciate it as much as I do. And look, I've been very, very close friends with Michael Cohen, but every time I hear from him and he shares his perspective, I just truly know how kind of special and what a deep thinker he is. Here, play this clip.
I lost two of my closest friends, two of my best friends. One, who's that? I may have said this last time, the age of 5, he was my best friend. Right now, he's completely brain dead. There is no brain activity, and the body just refuses to die. The other one was my best friend since the age of 11, and unfortunately, they both passed of opioids. There's not an American in this country. There's not an American who doesn't know someone, family, friend, or otherwise, who either has an addiction or has died as a direct result of a drug addiction. And for Donald to lack the empathy that he does and to make fun of somebody who is fighting and struggling every single day in order to stay clean and sober, and then to come up with the toxic and the deranged shit that only his brain can think of, I don't want to waste the 2-finger salute yet on Trump, but on behalf of my buddy Steve and my friend Dennis, both whom are no longer, like I said, Steve's body is here, but he's been for 4 years now, 5 years. He's been in that vegetative state with no brain activity. I really have no choice but early on to give Donald the 2-fucking-finger salute. You fucking asshole. On behalf of anybody who has an addiction or has a family member or a friend or a best friend who's suffering from this drug addiction, and it is a plague, not just here in this country, but around the world. Seriously, Donald, fuck you, all right? On behalf of everybody who's suffering, right? To be so callous with somebody else's issues when your own kid looks like he's banging down an 8-ball or something with some of these stupid rants on Twitter or TikTok or wherever else that he's on. Really get a hold of your own shit before you start attacking someone else.
And when you speak to people who are in recovery, who have struggled with addiction, what they'll say is, I wish I had somebody who was there for me. I wish I had someone who was there for me and said that they love me, or they had someone who was there who supported them. That's the only reason that I was able to survive, because people didn't abandon me or mock me. They were there for me. And so when I think about the empathy showed by President Biden to Hunter several years ago when Hunter was going through that to me is a quality of a leader. And you compare that to a post. Look at what Donald Trump just posted. And when he calls special counsel Jack Smith a crackhead, he spreads this deranged conspiracy. He goes, does anybody really believe that the cocaine, he puts that in caps, found in the West Wing of the White House, very close to the Oval Office, is for the use of anyone other than Hunter and Joe Biden? But watch, the fake news media will soon start saying that the amount found was, quote, very small, and it wasn't really cocaine, but rather common ground up aspirin, and the story will vanish. Has deranged Jack Smith, the Trump-hating special prosecutor, been seen in the area of the cocaine? He looks like a crackhead to me. And so just think about this post. I mean, one, attacking Joe Biden, defaming him,
Think that this
attacking
is
Hunter
a man
Biden,
who is the
defaming him.
former president of the United States, Ben. Think that this is a man who's leading the GOP right now as the front runner to the party. Is this really the party of Lincoln? Is this really an American making a statement like that who wants to be the leader of the free world? I mean, for God's sakes, 75 million people voted for him. What's infuriating to me is despite twice impeached, so far twice indicted, charged with fraud based upon his company, charged with sexual assault, making statements like this when virtually every single American in this country knows somebody who has a drug addiction, who has died of a drug addiction, and they still support this piece of shit, that they still are sending him their money. This fucker just raised, what they say, $35 million for the quarter, double the first quarter. Is there something seriously wrong? I mean, it's a rhetorical question. What the fuck is wrong with these people that they would continue to support somebody? After a statement like this, what the fuck could they be thinking? I'm so angered. The fact that anybody could support someone who says something like this instead of turning around and saying, you know what, there are many things I don't like, or that I disagree with Joe Biden and so on. But I do have to commend him on staying strong for his son and helping his son battle an addiction that has taken the lives of others. And instead, through love and support. And you know how many comments right now are popping through, Ben, from brigaders who say that they've experienced the same. Thank God for their husband in order to overcome an opioid addiction. Thank God that I had my mother and my father in order to overcome my drug addiction. Every American knows someone. That's how prevalent that drugs have become in our society, that everyone knows somebody who is either using drugs and shouldn't, right, or has an addiction or has passed from it. And for him to be this just callous over something so serious that's just killing people, killing Americans, this should be a disqualifier. But then again, it doesn't make a difference when it comes to Donald Trump. That fucker can do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants, and somehow or another, people rationalize, yeah, it's just Donald. My biggest fear is that we're becoming numb, that we as a society are becoming numb to this sort of intolerant bullying and just hateful speech.
I hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you subscribe to the Political Beatdown podcast, and make sure you also hit subscribe on this YouTube channel. Let's get to 1.5 million subscribers. It's free to subscribe. All right. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the Political Beatdown audio podcast. Wherever podcasts are available, just search Political Beatdown. Have a great day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.